Hello all you wonderful people, this is honeymaysims and welcome back to my channel and another speed build. So today we are building a spa resort in the beautiful world of Sulani. It's currently summertime where I live and I thought it would be perfect to make something for a warm summer's day. So your sims can jump into the pool, get a drink in the bar, suntan on the beach, eat some yummy food in the little cozy restaurant here, have a relaxing time in the gym or spa area, or rent one of the cabins so you can sleep over here. So this is a multifunctional lot, but for this one I chose it to be a pool on the gallery, but you can always change it out to be something else if you want to. So this build is inspired by this one photo I found on Pinterest, so you can see how the layout is from a bird's view, and that's how I started out the build, by just doing each of these little areas, and luckily I fit everything onto this lot nicely, so nothing's too big or too small, even though I did have my doubts in the beginning. So this is the 40 by 30 journeys and lot in Sulani, so it's not the biggest lot either, but yeah, I think the layout and all the areas turned out quite nice in the end. And it's right by the big beach as well, so you can totally take a dip into the ocean too if you want to. And Sulani is just such a beautiful world, and I don't build enough here, so when I saw the inspiration photo I just had to start right away, and I'm really glad I did because I'm really satisfied with how it turned out. And by the way, before I forget to mention it, if the colors are a little dull in the first part of this video, the reason is because I totally forgot to turn on my Reshade when I started building. And I just can't understand how I didn't notice either, because the difference in coloring and shadows is huge. Like, you'll eventually see later in this video just how big the difference is. But I hope that's not a big problem and you'll see just find how everything is being built. So on the left side there is a more modern build, and just right away I knew I wanted to have some sort of spa or gym area there, so I managed to fit in the entry with a front desk and a waiting area, also a bathroom, and then the gym and a little spa room with a massage table and chairs, so you can get manicures and pedicures too if you want to. And I really like how white and boxy and more modern looking this build is in comparison to the rest of the buildings on this lot, because they are more tropical looking with this warm brown color and wood and the straw roofing, so it's a nice clash of the two styles. And if you remember on the photo from earlier, there were two small buildings at the entrance of this lot, so for one of these I decided to make a little kiosk with a cash register, so you might have to, you know, pay an entry price so you can enter, or you can buy some sunscreen or rent some of the floaties that you can relax on in the pool. So the other small shed I used tool mod to rotate some of the floaties to make it seem like they're upright and they're leaning against the wall, and I just really enjoy how that idea turned out, and it looks really realistic as well. And around this area you'll see lots of pretty foliage like palm trees, as well as green trees with some red flowers or just plain green trees, as well as, you know, on the ground with some nice lush plants and flowers. So I did use a lot of the plants and debug items that came with the Island Living expansion pack, which you'll need to get access to Sulani and play with this lot. And yeah, there's a lot of seating around on this lot, so you can sit and relax with a drink and just enjoy the sun. You'll also see a lot of beach flags and these big balloons on this lot, and they came with Island Living as well in several cute swatches. So for the beach flag I chose this dark blue green kind of tropical and floral pattern that I thought matched really well with this a lot and what it was meant to be, like the resort. And the balloons have this cute turquoise swatch with a face of an animal, and I just can't think of what it is to be exact. I think it might be a turtle or something else that's equally cute, you know? The entry to this area also has a banner, and I believe that's one is turquoise as well, and I can't remember what the pattern is, but maybe this one has turtles too. I'm not gonna say anything for sure, but I just think these small details were just perfect for this lot, so I decided to include them. On the right hand bottom side of this lot, there's the oblong restaurant. So just a pretty simple restaurant with a kitchen, of course, a bar and some tables to dine at. And outside there's more dining space, so there's a roofed area with lights in the ceiling and tables, which I think is more of a fancy area to dine at. I think that area is such a pretty spot to just, you know, enjoy your food, and especially with the view of the pool and the rest of the landscape in Sulani. And up next there are 2 rental cabins, which each a double bed, some wardrobe space, a small wall TV, and of course a bathroom. And this one has a lovely view of the ocean, and you can just lie back in the bathtub and, you know, enjoy it. And between these cabins I placed some of the island living pergolas, and beneath I used the spa day wooden floor decoration. So I believe I put some stone pattern on the floor, so you don't have to step onto the stone directly. So I did use that floor decoration. And seeing the pergolas, I came up with the idea to make a floating or like a hanging sofa. So I raised up the sofa, and for these situations I always go for the pole that comes with the Toddler stuff pack. So I placed down 4 poles and then I raised them up and just took a little time or moment to position them correctly so they actually look like they're connected to the pergola. And I think this looks like such a cozy and romantic spot to, you know, sit at and just, you know, swing. But unfortunately it's not going to be a functional swing, but I do believe the Sims are able to sit down in the sofa either way, even though it's raised up. And yeah, I think that's, as I said, a really nice spot. And moving on, we'll find the small beach area with sand on the ground. So I used the sand terrain paint. And here I used one of the debug items from Snowy Escape, and it's this orange net. And I've used this before on different occasions, like a tennis net I used in my modern celebrity home in Del Sol Valley. But for this lot, I imagined it could be used for a sand volleyball. And I kind of ran out of space on this side, but I decided to include it either way to fill up the space, and it just looks like a cool detail as well. And on this side I built a half wall and used the Discover University shower, so you can wash yourself before or after you enter the pool, or just if you need to cool down if it's really hot. At this area and also in the pool you'll see this big inflatable ball, and this is actually a dog toy from Cats and Dogs that I just sized up. And I've seen several people do this idea before, and finally it was my time to try it out too. And if you put this ball in the pool, it will actually float, and it has an animation, so I think that's even better, and it just looks really nice. And it has a more neutral swatch as well, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have, I believe a lot of them has some kind of animal faces on them as well, but I found the striped swatch, so it looks nice in this setting. There's also a little shed with a bar in it on this beach, so I found the wooden, I think Hawaii inspired bar with the faces on it, and I do believe it's actually a base game bar. And out of the mouths of the faces that's on it, there will be coming out flames, so it has this cool animation. And this is the first time I've used it, and it just fits really nicely here. So the shed has one side open, and I placed the bar there with some bar stools on the other side, and I used one of the spa day pool decorations. Like, you can place it on the floor and it's white, and I put it beneath the stools, and I just use this object a lot of times for different things actually, but for this one I put it beneath the stools, so they're not just floating in the air, but unfortunately this bar isn't going to be fully functional since the Sims can't actually sit down on these chairs, but it does add a cool look to this lot, so I did include it. So moving on, you can get suntans on this beach in the lounge chairs, and you can also play in the sand, which I love. I love putting down sand on my lots, and then the kids and toddlers can build sand castles or just play in the sand. So I found some base game debug items such as the bucket and the little shovel, so just some little nice details there. In this area there's also some pergolas, so I placed some more couches and some side tables with either candles, flowers, or a drink tray, so you can get drinks there and enjoy them. Also, on the inspiration photo, the pool by this area was kind of rounded in its shape, and unfortunately that's not possible in The Sims yet, hopefully. So instead, I just tried to frame this area using the white spotted decoration I used earlier. And the area didn't turn out exactly round, but it looks nicer this way, I think. And I also sized up that same item, and I used it in the bottom of the actual pool, so to kind of make stairs, so it looks like you can go up and down really easily that way. Even though that's not going to be functional, you can just jump into the pool and swim around as usual. So it's not going to stop your Sims from swimming there, luckily. Again, I just love the look of this, so I hope you like it too. And up against the white building, you'll find this big kind of, I think it's a vending machine, but it's really big. And it's this object from Island Living, so you can buy some things if you want to, like I think floaties, for example, and other necessities you would probably need on a beach. I also put down some white and red chairs by this item, just to, you know, I would imagine it to be used by some lifeguards because in real life, you know, that would be necessary. So yeah, just to add a little realistic touch there as well. You can also play some ping pong here because I added that table. There's also a little area with yoga mats, so you can meditate and stretch a bit. And I believe that's everything I wanted to mention in today's video before I leave you to watch the rest of the build and the screenshots. I really hope you stick around to see the end result because I'm really satisfied with how this turned out, and I had so much fun just playtesting and playing in general here with my own Sims, so I hope you will enjoy playing with this as well. As always, this build is playtested and you can find this on the gallery. My ID is Owlrick, but you can also find it under the hashtag honeymaysims. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!
On a run from my given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. I swear I never thought it would matter if I'm gone by now. All my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and driving. In the heat from a hot California, I forgot how you look like in rain. I swear I never thought it would matter if I'm gone by now. All my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good, you got me good. I keep on driving till it bends, still it feels like I pretend. Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and driving. All the memories just lingers on repeat like it is never gonna stop. I can't help myself from feeling all alone, but you got me good, but you got me good.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We don't ever need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Someday we will look back, and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us, 'cause